I'm Melody Inthyvong, and today we're here with Mr. Santa Cruz, graduation class of 1986. Hello, Mr. Santa Cruz.
Hi.
What activities or clubs
Are you going
did
straight
you
to the questions?
participate
Okay.
in at Pueblo?
What activities did I participate in?
Yes.
I played football primarily, and I ran track, and one year I even wrestled. Okay. But I was mostly a jock when I was here. But I was also, we didn't have AP classes back then. I was in the college prep program, so that's basically what I did here.
What made you choose those activities?
I don't know if there was a choice. My father was a football coach, and I always was playing football, so I just played football. Track, my dad ran track, so I ran track. I don't remember it being a choice. I think it was just something that was expected of me, and I did. I wanted to do it, but I don't remember like saying I want to run track. Also with the college prep, I was in the GATE program as an elementary and junior high kid, and so when I came in here, they put me in the college prep. So that wasn't even a choice either.
Was that a lot of pressure? Did your dad put a lot of pressure on you?
No, my dad didn't. That's one thing. My dad put pressure on us to prepare athletically. So if you're going to be in the football team, you better go to the weight room. You better be ready. Okay, have your paperwork in. Pressure was put there. But no, to be an all-star, no. You just go out and try your best. Okay, but if you're going to try out, then do what you need. If you're going to take a class, okay, then you prepare for the exams. Okay, you can't come home with an F or something like that, or else, is that pressure, or is that just parenting?
You can ask some questions.
Huh? I'm asking you a question, Melody.
Okay. What were the students like when you attended Pueblo?
Well, I'm a lot older now, and I think your generation's weird. So it's kind of hard for me but they thought we were weird. It's kind of hard for me to answer that question, but I can't answer this. I can't answer this. Pueblo was very different in the sense, one, there was less students on campus. Okay, we didn't have classes of 600, 700 kids. We had classes of 400, 500 kids. Okay? Number two, the majority of the students here at that time were Mexican American. That means grandparents were the immigrants. Parents were born here. So a lot of my classmates, when I graduated, many of them couldn't speak Spanish. They had already lost the Spanish. As opposed to right now, the majority of the kids are first or second generation. Some of them were born in Mexico, or their parents were born in Mexico. And there was a cultural, believe it or not, it was primarily Hispanic, but it was a different type of Hispanic, more Americanized.
What is the best advice that you could give to a Pueblo student?
Oh, the best, wow. Is that the one, did I check that?
Yes.
Oh, man, that's a hard one. The best advice I can give to Pueblo students, the one thing I see lacking, am I talking to you or the camera?
Both. You can talk to both.
Then you should have sat over there. Okay, anyway. It's kind of hard for me to go both ways here, Melanie.
Do you want to change the setup?
I've been taught to when talk to people, to talk to face. I can't do this.
Do you want to change?
No, it's all right. I just want to be a booger.
You're stalling. What is the best?
Okay, I'm just telling you, it's a cultural problem here. I've been taught when I talk to look at people. So when I do this is rude. This is rude, okay? So I gotta be looking at you.
We can change the setup if you want.
No, it's all right. It's too late to do it now. No, you should have thought of that before you did this. Now, I've told you to take into the cultural ways or traditions of people before you interview, before we're taking into account how people think. I've taught you that.
Is that the best advice you can give to?
No, this is a different topic. Okay. The best advice, the thing I see lacking about Pueblo students, and my father is going to say it again, okay? I find students today, and this may be for the other question, the difference, I find students today, and maybe Mr. Ngoan agrees, to be more childish. What I mean by that is that the behaviors that I see students do at 16 is stuff that I did at 13. And I was pretty immature, okay? And I did it's, so the advice I can give, what I notice a problem with these kids is that they have a tendency not to set priorities. Okay, remember we were talking about that with homework? Mm-hmm. And you give them a homework assignment, they go home, they play the Nintendo, they do this, they do that, instead of doing what is important first. And because they don't do what is important first, they finally remember they have homework at 10 o'clock at night, they're too tired, they don't want to do it, or they do a bad job of it, okay? And that hurts them academically.
Do you think that's
And
only a
athletically.
Pueblo problem? Do you only think that's
No. I believe, I've been hearing this from other teachers, I think it's a generational problem. I think your generation, it doesn't matter where we go to Sabino, we go to Saguaro, I think that is a problem. You guys are so used to be entertained that you go home and you can't put away the Nintendo, the entertainment. You want fun. And what happens is I was taught different. You get the work done first and then the fun comes. I was taught very different. And I think that is a problem that we're having throughout throughout the high schools. Now, I do believe that due to more interactive parenting, the kids at Cali in the foothills, Sabino, they can't get away with it as much because the dad will come home, like I do with my kids, hey, turn that crap off, you gotta do your homework. But if there isn't a parent there to tell the child to do that, well then you get the problem again.
Do you think like Fridays, like after school and weekends are different, like now and then? Like what we used to do?
How did you jump? We were talking about
You're talking about cultural
yeah, we're talking about
differences.
school, and now you jump to this.
Maybe people want to know what you like to do.
That changes my whole, okay.
At the
all right,
weekend.
okay, well, okay, if it's
Back
different,
back.
well, I can't answer that question.
Because you don't know.
I don't know what you guys do during the weekend. I'm serious, I don't. I hear, there are kids who I hear them from my desk getting drunk. I hear that, or it's sometimes even worse, okay? But exactly, do I know what you guys do when you go out, or where? No, I don't. Like I said, I don't understand your generation that well.
Then what did you used to do?
Well, Tucson was much smaller, so there was only a limited things that we could do, okay? For example, the Tucson, even look at the malls. Tucson Mall was not built till I was a senior in high school. So that didn't exist. The biggest mall that we went to was Elcon. That's all we had. So the primary things we used to do, yeah, people had parties. That is true. Okay, but they also, a big thing, you don't believe it, a big thing was midnight movies. We would go out and you guys can't do this anymore. We would cruise South 6. Mr. Galvan knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. It was a hangout. You would stop your car. There were people there, and you would talk to people, and you get back in your car, and you go to another place. And this is what we do. And then from 9 to 12, and then at 12 o'clock, we would go to these midnight movies at Elcon. They were like $1. So everybody had money. And we would go and see a movie from 12 to 2, and then we'd go home.
Would your weekends ever affect your academics?
No, I don't recall that because I didn't do that every week. I do it every 2 or 3 weeks, and like I said, if I had an assignment to do, an essay, I wouldn't go out. And see, this is the difference. The kids today, they go out anyway. That's setting priorities. That's the difference.
What is it like being a history teacher?
It's a job.
But you get to choose your job, and why did you choose it?
I like history, as you know, and I did not like being a student. I did not like being a student. I was not, in fact, when I was here, I was not a good student. Well, I was all right, but I could have been much better. But what I like about being a teacher, I think, it has something to do with control. Okay, I like running groups, organizing, presenting things. I also I enjoy educating people. Okay, teaching, it's almost like parenting. I enjoy that. I enjoy that because I find that many of our kids, there's certain things that they don't know that society believes is common knowledge, and they don't know. And you've seen me do it, where I stand in front of you and I say this, that. That's a form of parenting, and I do enjoy that, I have to say.
What made you choose Pueblo as opposed to other schools?
It's another weird thing. I don't even know if it was a choice. I graduated from college, and it was in the early 90s. We were in our economic recession. There weren't many jobs available. Districts were cutting like they are now. So I feel sorry for the teachers who are graduating now. There's just no jobs, no matter how good you are. I applied. I wanted to go to California. My wife, which was my fiance at the time, she didn't want to go to California. Okay, so I applied at one job. They said no, and then I was going to apply for another one, and she didn't want to go, so I was stuck to apply here. Okay, I applied at USD and at Sunnyside, and I got the job at Wakefield. That's the only job. I got two jobs, one at Sunnyside and one at Wakefield. And I went to Wakefield, so the only reason I chose Wakefield over Apollo, which was the other junior high, was because I went to Wakefield. My dad went to Wakefield. So that's why I chose that job.
Why didn't you try Sunnyside?
Sunnyside High School?
Yes.
They weren't hiring. So Apollo, when you graduate from college, it's very hard for a college graduate to get a high school job. Those are the jobs everybody wants. So I applied. There was no jobs available. I went to Wakefield. I was there for 9 weeks. And then a teacher here at Pueblo quit. And then a job opened up in October, and I applied, and I got it. So I've been here ever since.
So throughout the years, what have you personally noticed that Pueblo has to offer, or has like something different to offer than other schools?
One, what Pueblo has to offer is a different cultural environment. And that hurts Pueblo and helps Pueblo. Okay, same time. What I mean by that? Pueblo, like I told you, is heavily Mexican. I mean Mexican who have just arrived. So you get a different cultural environment where that you won't find at any other school except Sunnyside, perhaps. You will hear Spanish music in the hallway. Kids speak Spanish freely here. You've heard me in class, in a regular class. I'll use Spanish sometimes where English doesn't do the job and everybody understands and I have to repeat. Okay, what I'm doing, I'm touching cultural buttons. That's what I'm doing. Okay, I can do that here because the class is so homogeneous for the most part, except you and Alice, you know. And Alice is an Italian kid. If I was at Tucson High, I wouldn't be able to do that. Okay, jokes that I make and stuff like that. However, that also hurts Pueblo students because they're not used to anything else. If they go, Mrs. Rincon comes from Tucson High, very different campus. My kid's probably going to go to Tucson High. And I kind of like that because there's a variety of cultures there they can feed on. So it's a plus. They have a plus, we have a plus. Where it hurts them is some of my kids who are in the AP, or they go to U of A, and all of a sudden they're removed from this little cultural nest, this microcosm here that we have, and they go to the U of A, which is completely different. And I understand the problems they're going to have, and they're in cultural shock because they're not used to dealing with the society at large. So that hurts us.
What about the laws to remove our cultural studies? How do you think that will affect us? Do you think that's going to go through?
Do I think it's going to go through? I believe that with the state legislature that we have, I call them a bunch of yahoos, okay? Their plan, their goal is to get rid of Chicano studies. They have a racist agenda, and we can put up obstacles legally, but I believe that sooner or later they're going to find a way. It's going to have to go to courts. They're going to try until they get what they want. That's what I believe. sadly.
What would you like to say to people who have a negative impression of Pueblo?
Most people who have a negative impression of Pueblo have never been here. And I mean that. I mean that. For example, yesterday I had to go to Wakefield because I had to go recruit because we heard that the honor students at Wakefield are choosing charter schools instead of Pueblo. Why? Because they believe that Pueblo has this stigma, stereotype that is undeserved. Okay, that all Pueblo does, all the kids that go there are dumb. Okay, we have one of the strongest college prep programs. Okay, I know on the south side. Okay, we've sent kids to Harvard, MIT, Berkeley, Stanford. One's going to Chicago University of Chicago. Our kids score high on college entrance exams. They pass AP exams, but yet every single year, without fail, without doubt, I have to go to a brand new group of 8th graders and convince them that Pueblo is not a ghetto school. And it's every year, no matter what we do. And that's what I had to do yesterday. I do the same thing. I'm probably going to be doing it until I retire here. And this is the most frustrating thing that I have, is that people don't care to know. Outside people don't care to know. I have a friend who went to Pueblo, graduated from here. He has a college degree, and he could have sent his kid here, and he skipped us over. Why? Because of stigma. That's just basic. That's basically it. And I'm dealing with it constantly. It's very frustrating.
Is there anything you would like to say last before we wrap up?
No.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Santa Cruz.